Why is China so forcefully opposed to this visit by Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan?
Beijing considers this political betrayal. This is U.S. hypocrisy at its best, because when the U.S. came into this diplomatic recognition with Beijing 40 years ago, it acknowledges that the PRC is the sole legal government of China, and it acknowledges that Taiwan is part of it. It says it promised, actually, that there's going to be no official relations with Taiwan going forward. But then comes Nancy Pelosi, arguably the most official person of the land, the second in line for U.S. presidency, visiting Taiwan and potentially shaking hands with leaders of Taiwan. So Beijing considers this as a violation of the letter, the spirit, and the intent of the China-U.S. communiques. There are 3 of them, by the way, which really lay the foundation of Beijing-Washington relations for the past 40 years.
But Wang, the U.S. has gone to great lengths to underline their position that this doesn't change how the United States sees China's relationship with Taiwan. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, the Security Council have all come out to say, look, there's a difference between the White House and Congress. Nancy Pelosi is coming of her own volition, and this does not represent the stance of the United States government towards Taiwan changing.
I think Joe Biden cannot claim Nancy Pelosi as one of his best allies in Washington when there needs to be a legislation passed, like Build Back Better World or gun control, abortion. And then when Nancy Pelosi is going to China, Joe Biden and the White House claims that there is no prior knowledge, there's no consent, no authorization whatsoever. I mean, this is Washington playing good cop, bad cop. I mean, after all, Nancy Pelosi is one of the most powerful persons in the U.S. Congress, which is one of the 3 branches of the U.S. government. Primary school students in the U.S. learn that. And after all, we've seen this pattern of U.S. Double dealing on the question of Taiwan over the past 4 decades. I mean, when China-U.S. first signed this joint communique, right afterwards, Washington issued the Taiwan Relations Act. And then when there was this 3rd China-U.S. communique in the 1980s, it issued unilaterally these 6 assurances to Taiwan, which once again torpedoed the spirit of the 3 communiques. So we've seen this pattern of, double dealing by Washington, promising one thing and doing another. Actually, this is all about containing or at least hedging against China's rise.